Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here. If you've been rocking with me for a while, welcome back. I showed you my brand new DTF printer last week, powder shaker combo that I got. So I installed it and got it all set up, but I didn't finish everything. So this week I want to share how I installed the ink, the really cool ink features that it has, like the alarm systems to let you know when your ink is low. And then it's also got the holiday mode. So if you're traveling, it allows you to put it in holiday mode and it still circulates your white ink. So when you come back from your trip, you don't have clogged tubes. So I want to show you that today. And I got my vent installed from the heater all the way up and out the window. And the way that I installed it, it's one that I can take out and then just put on when I need it. So I wanted to show you what I did with that and how I did that with the window. And I want to share a test print. So let me walk you through everything that I've done this last week and played around with it and what I have found out. And I'm excited to share with you. So let's do it.
First, I got an adjustable window unit that allows you to place this in your window. You can do it vertical or horizontal, and it's got all of the pieces you need to vent outside the window. It even has the flap so that the air doesn't come back in when it gets pushed out. And this one actually has an adapter so that you can adjust it if you've got a 3-inch or 4-inch hose that you're connecting it to. So we've got all of the pieces, and I actually got another component. This one changes our 2-inch pipe to a 3-inch pipe because the one on the machine is 2.5 inches. So this one does the 2.5 inches and connects it to this 3-inch adapter that will go into the window. So it's got 2 sizes on there if you need that, because we have to change the size because the 2.5-inch hose that comes with the machine wouldn't fit with this window attachment necessarily. So then I take the hose that comes with the printer and then I put it inside my little silicone adapter. And actually then I realized that I didn't put the ring that locks it into place. So got to take it off. Make sure that you put the ring on first and then put the hose in. So now I'm going to put the ring in, put the hose in, and then I tighten the ring so that there's no exhaust that's going to escape from the hose when it's all locked into place. Now that we got that all secured, it's time to go over to the window. So you open your window, like I said, it can be on a horizontal or a vertical window. So I've got 3 parts that we're going to connect together. So it actually expands to fit the size of your window. So you just put 2 together. I just need 2 for the size of my window. I'm going to put it in just to get the measurements and see kind of the general idea of where it's going to go and close. And so now that I know it's going to fit, I'm just going to go ahead and take this out. And then I'm going to put on the little screen with the flaps that allow the exhaust to go out and not come back in. So it's got a little screen on it as well. It just fits into this hole. And this will fit with your screen installed. At least with my window, it fits with the screen installed, so I don't have to remove my screen. Then I mark the spot where it needs to go so that it fits the top and the bottom of the window. And then it comes with some screws, and you just go ahead and screw those into place. You don't even need like a pilot hole to do this. It just easily drills or screws through these 2 pieces of plastic. So I got those screwed in, and now it's ready to be installed into the window. But what I wasn't really thinking is that it's actually the perfect size of the window, so I can't even get it in. It won't push in. So I've got to take the screws out. So if you're going to be doing this, make sure that you just kind of mark where the holes are going to be, and then you go ahead and put it in. So it actually worked out well because the holes were there already, so it was easy to just screw back in. So got that into place, and then what we do is put on our adapter and see that the hose fits on it. And it does. It's actually perfect. But I want to take it a step further because I would like to just keep this on here permanently. So I'm going to put a little duct tape on the edge so that it doesn't have a draft when the window is closed. but I don't want to have to move this on and off the whole time. So I just put the 3-inch adapter onto my hose, and then I just screw on the clamp, and now I'm good to go.
All right, so I got it vented from the machine. It's going up over the window, and then this will stay on permanently, and then I can just put it on the window like that when I want to use it. When I'm not using it, take that off, and I have a little cover that goes on when it's not being used.
Now that we've got everything all set up, I'm ready to install my ink. I spoke with Lancelot through WhatsApp, and they actually had me do a video of my machine set up to make sure everything is set up properly before I install the ink. They're very adamant about that. So now that I've done that, the ink is ready. So it comes with 2 bottles of white and the black, cyan, magenta, and yellow, as well as some gloves. So this part's pretty self-explanatory. All we're going to do is install the inks, pour all of them in. But with the white, you're going to have to make sure that you shake it first, because one thing with the white ink, it can settle on the bottom of the bottle. So you need to make sure that you shake it before you pour it in. Luckily, they have a good ink stirring system so that you shouldn't have issues with the ink settling on the bottom of your bottle. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill up all of the bottles of all the different colors. Now that all the inks are full, we turn on the alarm system so that we can be notified when they get low. Now we are ready to install our paper. So we're going to push up the rollers so that they're not touching down at the bottom. And we'll use those 3 little knobs there, swipe those up. Now we're going to pull our paper from the roll in the back, and we're going to line it up so that it's touching the right side or left side of our paper tray. Then we're going to feed it through under the rollers, and we're going to have it lined up against this white line here on the right side, and use these little clasps on each side to kind of hold the paper into place so that it doesn't shift. We'll push our rollers down, and then we're going to feed the paper through. We're going to use these arrows on the machine, use the down arrow right here, and we're going to feed the paper through. So feed it all the way through where the shaker powder is going to come in, and then all the way to the heating element. We're just pushing the down arrow, feeding it all the way through the whole system. And then when it gets to the end, this is where we're going to attach it to the roller at the bottom of the shaker dryer. Then we'll take it and we'll put the film behind the metal arm and tape it to the tube where it's going to roll. And this is where the roller will feed the film through the machine. And this spot is where you're going to pour in the powder here. This is where when the machine is working, that sensor down there, when the film is touching that sensor, that's what's going to trigger the roller in the back to pull the paper through. So you got to make sure you've got the weight in order to trigger that sensor.
All right, when you turn the printer on, it'll either tell you offline mode, or sometimes it seems like it says holiday mode.
See, holiday mode right here, it's set up for 23 hours and 59 minutes. I got to do a little research to see what the maximum number is, but I know it's at least 3 or 4 days that you can set it up to do maintenance while you're gone, so when you come back, you're still good. First thing we'll do is go over here to the M1360pro driver.
All right, we're gonna click status up here. And I'm printing just a print head test. So we got a few lines in there, but it says a few lines are okay. Maybe we'll do a head cleaning and see if we can get some of those lines out. So let's scroll it down just a bit. All right, let's do a clean. And then we'll do one more status check to see how the lines are. So it's just doing a head cleaning right now. All right, head cleaning done. Let's do one more status check. So let's scroll this up a bit more.
Okay, now we're ready to print.
All right, the first thing we're going to do is open this ColorRip software.
This is the software that comes pre-installed on the computer in order to print images. We're just going to do a test print today. I'm actually not going to go into all of the details of how to use this software because they have videos on this computer that already have all the information on here, so you can watch those. I'm just doing a test print of what's on here already. You can upload your own designs using a USB drive. I have found that it's pretty easy for me. I created an email address that I'm only going to be using with this computer so that I can just email images to myself and then download them directly to the computer and print. So we're just going to print this test image today. We're going to come over and turn on our shaker dryer, turn on the shaking speed, the preheating temperature, drying temperature, and spraying speed. To be honest, I didn't make any changes to those. Those are all factory settings, but it's what they said they suggested in the manual anyway. So just turn all those on. All right, everything is working perfectly. The colors are going on, and then the white is going on behind all of the colors. So it's going to be the bottom of all the designs. It's kind of, the background of every picture that you're going to be creating. And it seems like everything is working perfectly. It's pushing through to the machine, but this is where I kind of had the issue because after it finished printing, it stopped. So I thought it was going to keep going through the system, through the powder, the shaker, and then through the dryer. But if you're only doing one image, it does not keep going. So I was a little shocked by that. So then I just needed to push the down button to help it proceed through the system. But I don't know, I just wasn't expecting that. So if you really want it to go through the system, you're going to be making some really long gang sheets. It's got to be long enough so that it can go through the shaker and the dryer and then come out on the other end. So I tried out a couple other designs. This is where it's running through the shakers, shaking the powder on. The powder on the inside is hitting that sensor, and then it's going through the dryer and coming out on the other end. It's going to go onto the roller. So I just wanted to see, could I get it to work by making a much longer design? And it does. So if you're not doing a long design, you can just have it go on to auto cut. And then when it finishes with your design, it pushes it through just a tad bit more and then cuts the film right there on the machine automatically. So this is when you would just do like a one-off design and then you would cut it and then you would put the powder on and put it in the dryer. So I'm going to try that also. The auto cut feature is not turned on automatically when the machine arrives, so you have to go ahead and turn that on in the computer. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little powder on. I got my gloves on because I do want to be safe and not touch the powder. I plan to wear my N95 mask as well, just because I don't want to expose myself to harmful chemicals and risk any, just any illness. So I know that it has the vent on it as well, but I just plan to be extra cautious. Also installing an air filter in this room as well. But I put the powder on, shake it off, and then I'm going to put it in the dryer So that's how you would do it if you're not doing a gang sheet. But like I said, if you're not really doing a gang sheet, I don't know that you would need the shaker dryer combo with this, as this machine has. I think you'd be totally fine with just the regular dryer that comes with the printer dryer combo. But all in all, I'm extremely impressed with the print. So it's dry on the back and the print color looks amazing. So, you know, we can't have a full test without going ahead and seeing what it looks like when it's pressed onto some material. So I'm just doing a quick pre-press, folding my design in half to get the center, and then we're going to place it on. And they suggest doing a cool peel. So I'm going to press this first, and we're doing it at 300 degrees for 15 seconds with heavy pressure. And we're gonna pull it out, and they suggest to let it cool before you do the peel. So I'm definitely going to do that. And when it's cooled off, then we can just go ahead and take the film and peel it off. It comes off perfectly, and OMG, look at those colors. They are popping and it feels so smooth to the touch. You guys, I'm loving this DTF printer. I'm so happy that I got it. I've already started filling some orders with it, testing it out with some other designs. I've got, let me look at that red. It just looks so good. And then I've got some custom golf bag items. These turned out great too. I just think the colors look really good. And I have been pressing it on different items, and I've had no issues with pressing either. So I would definitely suggest getting this printer. If you want any information about it, check the description. If you want to know how I installed or the materials that I used for the venting out my window, I've also got that information in the description, as well as a coupon code that you can use. You guys, you're going to love this printer. If you've been thinking about stepping up your business and getting a DTF printer, I think this is a very good option. The fact that it comes with a laptop so you don't have any issues with drivers or setup, I just think that's a game changer, and I've never seen that option before. Great. Obviously, I've only been using it for a week, but so far my first impression is a very good one. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back next week with more crafty content. Until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.